I think the reason why we did this is the truest expression of our mandate to inform the public, to create awareness, and to ensure that the nation gets vaccinated.
And also, how long is this going to be here? Are you quite happy with the turnaround that you're seeing as well, this use of SABC facilities?
Yes, it's been brilliant. The aim was to ensure we use our infrastructure, facilities, radio platforms, as well as television platforms to spread the word, to spread the message, and to ensure nation building and create awareness for people to come and vaccinate. We're going to have this for the next 4 days. And the idea is that depending on the turnout, and it's quite good today, we would obviously continue engaging with the Gauteng Department of Health and the entire province to continue with this. And the next step is also to take it to the different provinces. We're going to be doing Free State, Limpopo, and all of the other provinces.
We are also seeing improvement with regard to the men. In the last few days, there are more men who are responding. Again, we want to vaccinate everybody. We are collaborating with various sectors, the religious sector, the private sector. We are also going to various clusters of industry. But the collaboration with the media houses is also great. So come to the SABC for your vaccination. Take your jab. You will be much, much safer when you have vaccinated. There's really no excuse. The wise decision is that when you have taken your jab, the more people we vaccinate, we want to open more sectors of the economy, including sports and the entertainment industry. So we want to call on you to join us.
Right, let's get more on this. We cross to SABC News reporter Mahlako Komane, who is at the SABC Vaccination Site. A very good afternoon to you, Mahlako. Tell us what you've been seeing throughout the course of the day.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Nzinga. It's definitely been a busy morning here at the SABC. We've seen a lot of cars. We've seen young people also come out to vaccinate. SABC employees also coming out to get their jab. Also, I think with this vaccination site, we are seeing that there is that choice that you get whether you will take the Pfizer vaccine, which is a double dose. You come and you come back after a few weeks, or you take Johnson & Johnson. People are being given that option, and various people, just indicating which of the options work better for them. So people here definitely having that option. It has really been a busy morning here. We've also seen cars coming through, because this has a walk-in option as well as a drive-through option. So you need not have to leave the comfort of your car if you feel that you don't want to be, around people. So it's been running quite smooth, quite seamless. Obviously, we are expecting more foot traffic with the lunch hour that's also underway. But I am joined by Muteletale Mudiba from the Gauteng Health, who's just going to tell us in terms of numbers, how successful has this been? How long will this pop-up site be available for? Because it's not just for SABC employees or students, but it's for, the public can just come here, get that quick jab, in and out within 20 minutes, including the time that you have to sit down and just, for the observation. But let me just, go to Mr. Mudiba and just ask him, can you just tell us how many people have you so far managed to vaccinate since 6 o'clock this morning? Are you expecting more in terms of numbers?
Well, Mahlako, since this morning up until 1 o'clock, we have seen about 359 people coming through, and that is inclusive of the drive-through and the walk-ins. Funny enough, we're seeing more people coming through for the drive-through, but also are seeing a significant number of walk-ins. We are going to be operating here. We had planned to operate until 4, but at the rate at which things are going, it looks like we'll have to extend the hours to accommodate the traffic, because we don't really want to turn anyone away. We are going to be operating here even tomorrow on Friday and on Saturday as well. And we'd really want to urge anyone who's driving through around the area or that staying around the area to come through. Like we have already said, it's 20 minutes maximum. You are out of here. It's very quick, very efficient. And I think the response that we are seeing is quite pleasing. It says to us that people are ready. They've understood the different messages that government has put out there, and together with many other partners. And I think it's a question of convenience and access. And we've seen with this SABC pop-up that the way people responded, from as early as 6, you had already, I think in the first hour we did about 50 people already. So that tells you that there is a demand. we just need to work creatively as government together with other partners to ensure that we meet that demand head on.
So I suppose this is one of the successful public-private partnerships that you're having and you're seeing. Will we be seeing more of this across the province?
Most definitely. In fact, we've got various pop-up sites that are currently underway at taxi ranks, at shopping malls, and at other places, because what the Gauteng government has decided to do is to, over and above the sites that we have, that are fixed sites, both non-medical and medical sites, we are also having a drive to take the vaccine to the people through the pop-up sites. And we have partnered with multiple partners that have really come on board to either bring maybe volunteers, doctors, or even your vaccination mobile units and so forth. So we are continuously increasing the pool of partners that we are working with, and daily we are seeing more and more partners from either NGOs and the private sector coming to the play and actually bringing their teams and resources to ensure that we ramp up and we roll out this vaccination program as speedily as possible.
Thank you so much, Mutalatale. You've heard there, Nzinga, that was Mutalatale from the Department of Health in Gauteng saying that so far since 6 o'clock this morning, they have vaccinated about 359 people have come in, saying that it would seem that the drive-through is quite popular here. But also, I think an issue that has been an issue that has been raised is people's concerns, I suppose, fears in terms of getting the vaccination. They have, we've also covered extensively the issue of vaccine hesitancy. I am joined by Dr. Lutando Solinjani, and he's just going to tell me in terms of the physiology, what happens when you get this vaccine. I mean, can I come and get a vaccine, what to expect? And I suppose also just to help us, give us a medical perspective of what happens once this vaccine arrives in your body or once you've injected it. Doctor, thank you so much for talking to us. And I just wanted to know from, what you would know as a doctor. We trust you. In terms of what happens when you get this vaccination, is this safe? Is it like any other vaccine, I suppose, we'd receive on that road to health chart as children growing up and so forth?
Thank you for the opportunity. Oh, well, the vaccine is safe. We must all remember, we have a pandemic. We will never play with people's lives. This is exactly what government promised. We are on the phase 3 of that, which is vaccinating 18-year-olds and above. When the vaccine goes in your body, what it does, it triggers your immune system. We are not putting in corona, we are triggering your immune system so that it can formulate its own response to this, what we call in Xhosa, amajoni omzimba, which is the soldiers, if you may say. We are triggering your immune system so that you can formulate a response so that you will not be severely ill once you have corona. We're not saying you may not have it, but if you're ill, it prevents such things that we've seen people being in ICU for long times and then some of them not recovering. It gives you that chance to recover if you have been vaccinated.
So definitely this is a vaccine like any other. It's not you're not chipping us, you're not monitoring the movements of citizens. This is a medical issue.
5G. We are not installing 5G into people. This is a medical issue. We have a pandemic at hand. We will never play with people's lives. I don't think government can afford that. We need to get the economy going at some stage. It also helps alleviate the burden on the health system. If the community will get to herd immunity, most of us can go on with our lives.
Thank you so much, Doctor. You've heard the Nzinga, Dr. Solinjani just telling us that the government will not play with people's life, that this is a medical issue. There is no 5G or any other foreign source that would be injected in people's bodies, but rather that as a country we need to find our way towards achieving herd immunity as well as, continuing with life so we can open up the economy to ensure, that people's livelihoods are not lost. We've seen quite a lot of people losing their jobs as a result of COVID. Certain sectors are yet to open fully. So it's quite important, I think, also highlighting that it's not in government's best interest to be injecting South Africans with 5Gs, but rather that this is a medical issue. But being in Auckland Park and this area that we find ourselves in, you'd also appreciate and understand that this is a student community. And we have also been seeing students coming in and also getting vaccinated, getting their vaccines. I once earlier on spoke to another student from UJ telling us that she just decided this was rather convenient for her. It was was just around the corner. She doesn't live too far in one of the student residences here. And she then decided to come and get that vaccine, also encouraging other students to come. I am joined though now by the UJ, University of Johannesburg SRC President, Mr. Simphiwe Matula, and he's just going to, speak on the issue in terms of the buy-in from students. Are they also encouraging students at the university to also come, and take part in this, considering that this will run for 3 days? Also that they're also considering extending the hours here, and in terms of the convenience, I mean, you're in here 20 minutes max, you are out, you can continue with your day-to-day life. Thank you so much for joining us, Simphiwe Matula. Can you just tell us, and your student community, are you seeing, now that it's open for 18-year-olds going upwards, are you seeing a lot of them coming in? What are you hearing in student leadership on the ground?
No, basically, this initiative is very good, and I'm fully in support of it, because now we're living in a new normal, of which we want to go back to normal life. And in the University of Johannesburg, already we have agreement with Liberty Life, of which today we're taking 150 students to that site to vaccinate. And also, when we heard that even the site is open, it's convenient because it's just down the road. Some other students, they can come to the site. So, yeah.
And also, Mr. Matula, I suppose also to get back to class, I mean, it must really not be convenient or nice to find yourself in online classes. I suppose everybody wants to see the country achieve those numbers in terms of herd immunity.
Yes, I think this will assist us to go back to hybrid classes, because I believe it won't just disappear, but step-by-step hybrid classes. Some will stay online, some will go physical.
Thank you so much, Mr. Matula. Thank you, Nzinga. As you've heard there, mass support for the vaccine. Also, student leadership at UJ saying that they are encouraging their learners, or their students rather, to also come and get this vaccination. The numbers, we're expecting more to happen. As you can just see behind me, the cars are beginning to come in again, this being lunch hour. I suppose in terms of traffic, we are going to see more of the cars coming in. So far, by 12 o'clock, we had 359 people that had come to get the vaccination. Back to you in studio, Nzinga.
Mahlako Komane giving us an update and word from the doctor, promising people that the vaccine is safe and does give you a fighting chance against COVID-19, and staying safe from our Auckland Park studios downstairs. It's time for a short break.